What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to 5 Eidl tips as the SBA crisis continues. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. June the 30th, 2021. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag Eidl in the comments below. And I'd like to thank everybody who is actually following me now on Twitter at TrySmallBiz. Username SmallBiz Inc. because we just crossed 6,038 followers. Thank you very much. And if you're not on Twitter yet, you're missing a lot of the action because that's where the senators, the congressmen and women, and all their staff are. So once again, go to @TrySmallBiz. Even if you go to just follow me, you'll be glad you did. So, all right, so ladies and gentlemen, in today's fairly short video, because things are definitely starting to slow down for the holiday weekend, I want to answer, why in the world is Herbert Austin mad at me? Oh, yeah. And what is the conspiracy theory associated with a lawsuit against the SBA? All that, including how long is it going to take for you to get paid once you get approved for the targeted Eidl advance or the 24 months of working capital? And is it really true that they're about to get rid of the 4506T requirements after the July 4th weekend when they jacked the rates up, or the loan caps, to $2 million, maybe even in reference to the 24 months of working capital? All that and more, ladies and gentlemen. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm wiped out. This has been a long ass month. We got a lot going on. We're about to launch this website to help grow your business. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I was up until 4 o'clock looking at it. Wait till you guys see this, and it will turn into a mobile app probably within 30 to 45 days. It's going to be unreal. You're going to be able to create a profile, advertise your products and services. We have classifieds, we have videos, we have blogs, we have coupons, we have all sorts of things in hundreds of categories. It's almost too much because I told the developer, I want everything. If I'm going to charge these people a couple $100 a year or whatever it ends up being, I want them to get at least $1,000 or $2,000 of value experience. So this is going to be mind-blowing, probably now after the 4th of July, but immediately after. So July is going to be exciting. Might even see a lawsuit fly. First of all, let's start right there. Herbert Austin, I understand, ladies and gentlemen, he's mad at me. He's mad that I'm out there blowing his ass up on YouTube and Twitter. Well, first of all, my message to Herbert is tough shit, pal, because guess what? It's about to get a lot hotter and a lot steamier in the months of July and August. So, ladies and gentlemen, the new conspiracy theory as to why Herbert Austin, who we all now know, you've seen the emails, right? I'm not going to mention any of our friends' names, but you've seen the emails floating around between the Dallas Morning News and a handful of people that are out there fighting on your behalf every fucking day. There is no doubt, none whatsoever, that Herbert Austin spent the entire time with the Dallas Morning News talking about the targeted Eidl advance and the $5,000 supplemental. In fact, we now learned that Herbert Austin, along with his buddy, I'm not even going to say, actually I'll say it, Alejandro Contreras, who spent an hour on the phone with the Dallas Morning News. Ladies and gentlemen, after he's trying to clean up Herbert Austin's mess, why would someone spend an hour on the phone with the Dallas Morning News, who, by the way, refused to do a retraction on the story? I'll tell you why. Guilty. If you're not fucking guilty, SBA/Alejandro/Isabel Guzman, you don't spend an hour of your time trying to butter up to a reporter, God bless you, Natalie, at the Dallas Morning News, unless you know that you're guilty as hell. So here's the latest conspiracy theory, ladies and gentlemen. The reason they sent Herbert Austin out there to do an interview and tell everybody not once, but twice, maybe even 3 times in the interview that they're going to open up the targeted and the supplemental advance to everyone outside of low-income communities, it's to head off guys like me. They're trying to squelch the lawsuits. And if you think about it for a second, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of a clever scheme, isn't it? Another carrot from the SBA. How many fucking carrots have they dangled? I would say dozens by now, especially if you go back to last year with you-know-who was in charge. But why not come out and say, oh, we're about to open it up to everybody. We can't tell you when, right? Herbert was very clear about that. I can't tell you when, Natalie, but at some point, we're going to open it up to everybody. Think about it. If you're like me and you're actually talking to law firms as we are right now, and I've already shared with you guys the half a dozen law firms that said in an article 2 weeks ago, it's not a question of when, it's a question of if. Now that we have precedent, the SBA has lost lawsuits to strip clubs, white farmers and white and Asian restaurateurs. In fact, the SBA hasn't won a single lawsuit to my knowledge in the last 2 or 3 months. So what a way to shut me up and others that are doing their due diligence as we speak to say, hold on a second. We're actually going to open it up to everyone, middle and high income. We just can't tell you when. So ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's all over Reddit. It's on Facebook groups. There's even people, get this, Speak and See spoke to this, I think the night before last. There are now SBA loan officers that are telling people that, yeah, the word on the street within the SBA is they're going to open this up to everybody. Now, if it's true, and let's assume that it is true, it would make sense that they would have to get through everyone in low income first. And even though Alejandro tried to say out of 1.7 million applications, they've already processed or funded all of them. So that must mean that a million and change like me are getting declined. Many of you did not get an email. That's a violation of the American Rescue Plan. So look, let's assume that it takes them another 2 or 3 weeks to the middle to latter part of July. If you guys remember the HEROES Act that was in September when they came up with the low income requirement bullshit for the very first time, there was that $50,000 SBA Lifeline grant. And if you read the verbiage, and I did many videos on this, it specifically said there was $40 billion. $20 billion was going to be for low-income communities, and they were to go first. Well, that's kind of what's been going on now for the last 5 months as of July of the targeted Eidl advance. They've only funded $193,000 out of 1.7 million applications in the $10,000 targeted in the last 5 months. So if you correlate that to the language in the HEROES Act that never made it through the Senate in September, they were to send $20 billion first with low income, even mentioned veterans in that bill. And then everybody else, guys like me that are white and or middle to high income, we're going to go next. So if we were to take the glass half full perspective, the SBA is about to come out, whether it's through an executive order from President Biden, Mr. Middle Class Joe, or they sneak it into this, what looks to be infrastructure bill that's going to be voted on very, very shortly, to where it's a line item that says Miss Isabel Guzman has the authority to open it up to middle and high income communities. She's got $28.4 billion of $30 billion still left on the targeted Eidl advance. There's more than enough money to fund almost 4 million small businesses. So that's the glass half full. The glass half empty is they're just absolutely fucking full of shit as usual. It's more dangling of the carrots to try to slow guys like me down. But I got news for you, Herbert. I got news for you, Miss Isabel Guzman. And with the exception of the hardworking folks, and there are some at the SBA, we ain't going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere. In fact, as soon as I launched this company, we got all our social media pages, our ad campaigns, our logos up and running. I'm going on every fucking radio, television, blog, podcast that'll have me. And I'll try to keep the F-bombs to a minimum, or you can bleep them out. But I want everyone to know the truth. And the truth is, before we get into 5 tips on how to get your money faster, 95%, and we learned this yesterday from Andrew, who's pinned on my wall, 95% of the live venue grants have not gotten their money. Chuck Schumer, your pet project is still a total fucking disaster. They have only given out 5 to 6% of the $16 billion for the live venue. And with respect to the targeted Eidl advance, which is locked into class warfare, aka underserved low-income communities, they've only spent $1.6 million paying out 193,000 people, despite having 1.7 million applications. So basically, with the exception of the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, almost every EIDL/COVID-related SBA program has still got 95% of the money. And that's what I just hope the investigative reporters keep drilling down. Not only why is it taking so slow, how about digging into, and I'm going to start doing this in the month of July, why hasn't a single senator, not even Rosen or Cornyn, who wrote S513, not one has voiced opposition to the fact that 5 million middle-income families are getting fucked by the SBA? Not a single one. Some friends and I went through Twitter this week. Not one senator has said anything about the fact that middle-income families are being screwed by the SBA. Now, 63 signed the live venue opposition. John Cornyn wrote that letter. Where the fuck's the money? money. It definitely speeded them up. But they still have 95% of the live venue grant money there. But no one, including Cornyn and Rosen, not a single one of our 100 senators in this country has said a single word about what I've been saying now for 16 months. And that's everyone deserves $10,000 regardless of size, location, or credit score. And that means all the women, minorities, and our great veterans, thank you, who have served this country that are in middle to high income communities. Bottom line, we want our fucking money and we ain't going anywhere until we get it. Oh, so with the remaining time that we have, ladies and gentlemen, quickly, 10 minutes. All right, let's keep it under 15. Get in touch with your old loan officer. Some of this is going to be a repeat. Some of it will be new. Get in touch with your old loan officer from last year. If you're stuck in reconsideration, you're waiting on your advance, whatever it is, reach out to your old loan officer. Say, hey, I'm having a problem with this or a problem with that. Can you help me out? And if you can't help me out, can you point me in the direction of someone who can? Score.org, SCORE.org. There are a bunch of semi-retired or retired business folks from all over the country. You reach out, they give you a counselor in your area, and many of them have direct ties into the SBA. So reach out to score.org, find a counselor that has experience in dealing with the SBA. That can definitely help speed up the process. What I personally think is one of the best ways, outside of calling the SBA, which I'll cover in a second, is a privacy release form. And it's going to take several calls and emails. But you need to reach out to your senators and your congressmen and women by email and by phone. And by phone, you're going to end up leaving a voicemail. Hi, I just emailed you. I need a privacy release form because I can't get XYZ from the SBA. I'm in district such and such. And if I don't get an answer really soon, I'm probably going to have to vote your ass out of office. Yes, at this point, I would probably say that. That's me. Perhaps it's not you, but soften it up just a little bit. Professionally prickish is the way that you want to go. All right, probably the best way outside of the privacy release form, which is basically power of attorney for the SBA to be in contact with your senator, Congress, mayor, or woman, is you got to call the SBA. And if you get a prick that's on the phone, you hang up and you call back. And you say, hi, I've been stuck in reconsideration now for 4 months. Or I've been in approved status for my targeted Eidl or my supplemental now for 2 months. And I can't seem to get anybody on the phone to give me an answer. So here's the bottom line. As per my lawyer or as per my state senator, if I don't get an answer or if I don't get to speak to a supervisor within the next 48 hours, I'm going to have no choice but to file a lawsuit against the SBA. Now, can you put me through to someone who has experience with my particular issue? You have to be forceful, professionally prickish, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's talk about approval times. The SBA, Alejandro Contreras, perhaps one of the biggest lies in the last 6 months, tried to say to the Dallas Morning News, it's 30 days to get your loan approved. My fucking royal, hairy Irish ass. And yes, it is a bit hairy for an Irish-Italian man who's 51 years old. Actually, it's always been hairy. My ass, Alejandro. How's that one, ladies and gentlemen? That's got to be worth a laugh or two for all of our OGs. I just keep spilling one truth after another. He's trying to say that it's 30 days to get your loan approved. Meanwhile, we have people that are stuck in reconsideration. In some cases, 9 months. We have people that wrote to COVID Eidl increase requests at SBA.gov 4 or 5 months ago. They still haven't gotten their loans approved. So whoever made up that royal fucking lie is probably about as full of shit as anybody at the SBA. So look, ladies and gentlemen, the official word from the SBA a week ago is that the 4506Ts, the tax returns form that they try to get from the IRS, are taking up to 60 days. Alejandro tries to say that once they have your 4506T, maybe that's what you were trying to say, Alejandro. Once you have all the paperwork and everything you need, yeah, maybe at that point it takes 30 days to process the loan, but it's not 30 days in total. So most that are telling the truth are saying between 90 and 120 days now. So go all the way back to when you applied. If it's me, I would mentally go out 120 days, which is 4 months. That's about the time that you should be approved. And by the time you get approved, and it happened on the 8th day for me, you should get the money in your bank account. But make sure you got your name exact. It's got to be a business checking account. It can't be a personal. You make sure your routing numbers, your account numbers. You can do that by calling 800-659-2955 well in advance. Get a tier 2 supervisor to document and check everything. But it's 7 to 10 days from once you go to approved in your SBA portal. On the 8th day for me, the money shows up in your account. So ladies and gentlemen, at 15 minutes, always remember this. I am here to get you your money. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care who you're sleeping with or not sleeping with if your love life has been a little on the rocks, as mine has because I work too much. So I'm trying to change some of that, including lose 10 or 15 pounds. But always remember, ladies and gentlemen, today's video was interesting. Always remember, I love each and every single one of you, and thank you so much for watching.